Hey guys, welcome to the HeroClix Cafe. I'm Howard Brock, and we're doing another Thursday night brick break. This time, I hope you guys are getting ready to ride, because we got Ghost Rider. That's right, this is our first week of Ghost Rider, Wheels of Vengeance. It's Ghost Rider themed, and it's pretty hard to not open a booster and not get some sort of Ghost Rider in it. He comes in all the rarities. You got the super rares, the chases, and I mean, if it's not a Ghost Rider, it's probably something attached to Ghost Rider, at least in there. You got demons. There's some really good pieces in here. Lots and lots and lots of mystics. Got to play with it last night in our. We had a pretty good crowd last night at our event at Lucky Dice. We did um, our release day event and gave out some blades. I didn't look at the blades, but the guys were saying that they're pretty good. So I'm gonna take their word for it. Um, so this is our week that we doubled down. We did have while we were doing the live stream. I mean, not the live stream, but while we were doing the our um, our event last night, we were of course also at the same time, and I get the guys from Oxid to help me a little bit. Um, I load the event up and I try to check in as much as I can, but they run the event for me and set it up in groups of 10. We had a good auction last night. We sold everything, and everything I thought went decently, and we had a good crowd. I think we had a larger than normal crowd last night. We also um, we also had a lot of new people, so I like that. I like when we're getting new people in. Um, so anyway, it was a really good auction last night. It looks like I just jumped in, and it looks like other people are now jumping in also onto the into Oxit and starting to bid. Everything was kind of sitting at around the $12 to $13 mark, so they're going up a little bit. I will tell you this. I'm going. We're starting the bounty over, and I pulled out some good bounty stuff. I've got a rock map, and I've got some convention exclusives. I've got that I'm going to be adding in there. And also, the last week or so, I've been telling you guys I'm going to be adding some new stuff in, some super rares and stuff, and I did do that. I just got to find where I put it. I'm pretty sure I brought it down here. I know I brought it down here. That's some of the old stuff. I just need to add to it. Where did I put that tub? I had a tub. Okay, now I'm wondering if I did bring it down here. All right, give me a second, guys. I gotta find that because I got some good prizing in there. I think it's upstairs. I'll be right back. Don't go away. I'm still here, just not in the chair. Be right back. All right, sorry about that, guys. As you can see, I wanted to make sure I got that. I had a whole tub full of new stuff for prizing to add in with the other stuff that I've already got out here, and I wanted to make sure that we started with that. So anyway, sorry for the little bit of delay. So anyway, I'm looking forward to the auction tonight. I think we got some good stuff. What are my feelings thus far on Wheels? The sealed was fun last night. The set plays good within itself. Um, uh, Wes, we're talking about it. I have to look and see what's going on in December 9th. I haven't looked that far ahead. Wes has got a tournament going on in Birmingham, 300 points modern, and he's invited me to come down, and we'll take a look at it. Yeah, Kevin, I'm back. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, Kevin was watching when I took off. I just had to go out. I actually remembered as I was walking off where it was. I mistakenly took these to the cafe the other day. I had um, I had a bunch of stuff to take, and I just grabbed them, so they were in the back of my car. And forgot to bring them back inside. So anyway, I got them. Anyway, like I said, Wes has got a tournament. I remember looking at the prizes, and the prizes are real good. I think they're trying to do some preparation for the January tournament down in Florida. At the moment, I'm not intending on going to that. It's just too close to the holidays for me and stuff going on. It's just not a. It's just for me. January is not a good time of year, but that could change. That could change, and I might go. Who knows? I've been talking a lot to them about that, and possibly doing some. I like to actually do some stuff with them rock-wise, and anyway, that's in the talks, and it's another story for another day. One of the things that I talked about, if you saw me, if you follow Lucky Dice Cafe's Facebook, I've started doing Facebook lives there periodically. I used to do them before, and I haven't got away from them. But when I get product in, I like to showcase it. And so today we had a HeroClix product that we were told about months ago, actually almost a year ago, when they were starting to develop it, and it was display cases. And I just thought I would show that again tonight. I bought some for myself, and I'm going to end up buying some more. So that's a display case, and these are made for standard figures. You can put other things in there, like I showed people that you can actually put D&D figures. They don't fit totally correctly, but it's suitable. So if you want to display your D&D figure, you could do that also. So these things are pretty neat. You get 3 of them for $14.99. So they come with the base like that, and of course that, and you got the WizKids logo. You can choose to put that in the front or the back. I kind of like it. Not that I don't like a WizKids logo, but I kind of like it in the back because I like to see the figure clearly. Now, why do I want these? Well, I've got a figure. I don't have it here right now, but I have a figure of my wife that I designed. Hey, Aaron. Hey, bud. Good to see you, man. I got somebody from Puerto Rico here. Is this, who is this? Who is this from Puerto Rico? And hey, Kevin, I was wondering, are there groups in the cafe looking? Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. We have, on Sundays, we do Adventurers League, and the cafe is filled up wall to wall from 3 o'clock on, full of people playing D&D. We also do Pathfinder Society, and those guys come in on. I thought so. Good to see you, Michael. Real good to see you. Michael runs the HeroClix group, or helps run HeroClix down in Puerto Rico. Always, I appreciate Michael a lot. I appreciate his efforts, and if anybody hasn't seen him or talked to him, he tries really hard to keep HeroClix going and keep the community going there. So Kevin, anyway, they do Pathfinder Society also at noon, and they play all day. And those guys are some of the best guys in the world. They will sit there from 12 o'clock all the way until they want to close. And you don't have to sit that long. But the guys that I got in that do the Pathfinder are actually the reps, the local. I don't know what you call them. They got a name for Pathfinder Society in the area. So they actually give you points, and they register you in the league and the whole 9 yards, and you get some credits. But they will sit there and they will play Pathfinder all day long and drink beer. So, I mean, if you like to drink beer and play Pathfinder, it's a great deal. Tuesday nights, we also have Adult League, and we also fill the middle room up with people playing D&D. The Adult League isn't like what it sounds. It's just that it's Adult League only because they're a little bit more vocal, and they say a few little more things, and they warn people, because if you got kids that want to come, and kids do come on Sunday, it's a little bit more censored, I guess, on Sundays than it is on Tuesday. But they don't get naked and run around. It's nothing like that. And that's why I always said, man, we got Adult League. People are going to think crazy things are going on there. So do they use D&D Beyond, or do you need to have an actual character sheet? Kind of new to 5e, but thought I'd be on the D&D Beyond stuff. Well, if you come in on Sunday, you don't really need anything. The guys on that run D&D Adventures League will set you up. you produce a character, and that character can play anywhere, and he'll set you in with a group that you can relate to. In other words, if you're a new player, or you've been playing for a little while, or if you're getting back in the game, or if you're a very seasoned person, they seat you with people that are likewise. So it works out really well that way. And there are groups pretty much every day that are playing D&D in the store. And the best thing to do on that is post on our Facebook page. And we also have a D&D, yes, it's on Sundays is what I was talking about. 3 o'clock for D&D, 12 o'clock for Pathfinder Society. But you can also post, you can message us directly. I can make sure that the guy that runs D&D or the guy that runs Pathfinder responds to you. And we also have a RPG page. If you look up Lucky Dice RPG, we have an RPG page that you can join and post on, and ask people if they're looking for if anybody needs somebody, or that you're in the area and you're looking for somebody to game with, and they'll take care of you. So yeah, no problem at all. We can get you hooked up. Now back on this thing, the reason that I like this display case is because I can put my wife, the click that I designed for my wife, I can put in here. And I've also always wanted, and I've also designed 2 figures for Winning Worlds. One of them I got here. Plus, the one thing that I've always wanted to do was take the team that I played and won the World Championship with. I wanted to set it up and display it. So those are things that I think I can do with this. Now, right now they only fit standard size characters. But as I recall, when they were talking about these, they're going to make other display cases for larger characters and double base case characters. So how does it look and how does it work? So that's the bottom. This is the character. This is Shazam that I designed for Winning Worlds. It's got, if you look at it, it's got my name right there on a piece of paper where it says I've won Worlds, and it fits perfectly. You just put it right in there. And then you just slide the case over top of it. And again, you can put the WizKids logo. I'm going to put WizKids logo in the back. And the other thing that's cool about it is that it holds the card. So you got the card right there. Now you could put it on the front or the back. I would do the back for mine, because on the back, it says on here, the character design for HeroClix by Howard Brock, 2017 HeroClix World Champion. So that kind of looks, for me, in my display, that looks kind of cool. So I could do just that right there, and then that's the display. And I think that looks pretty cool. And of course, you can do it the other way around. And like I did, I got a Goblin King. Now, the Goblin King was one of the figures that I used. He was my main piece when I won Worlds. So you can put that there, and then you could put the Goblin King like that, and put that over top. And I just think they're real nice, And like I said, they will do more than just HeroClix. You can put other things in there. But anyway, I thought that I just wanted to show that tonight because I kind of like it. Hope to see you there, Kevin. That'd be great. They're always looking for new players. I know they're doing. If you're interested in this coming Sunday, we're doing a special event with. We have the Lego store that's right beside us. So we're doing a D&D Lego event, and it's a special event that they're running. And we have D&D Lego figures that we're going to be using this Sunday for D&D. So you can get some of these figures. All you got to do is just come by and play. So you might want to try that. It's a good 3 o'clock on Sunday. Lego D&D. Come on. What gets better than that? Hey, Mark. I might do that, Mark. I might put a case. I thought about doing it. They would be fun to win. I'll probably do that. I may put a case. I may put one. I thought about that too. It's something. These are mine, so I ain't putting them in there. But I got more at the store. I ain't gonna order more, of course. They're not terribly expensive, and I think they're good. I mean, like a lot of people like to custom HeroClix, and I think this is something good for those too. And then, of course, you've also got the unpainted HeroClix when you paint them, and I've seen some really, really good jobs That's also something you can display. And of course, the base for a D&D figure is a little bit smaller than that, but you actually, Jeremy and I talked about it. You can buy little magnets, and you could put a magnet on the base and a magnet on the bottom of the display, and you could actually make it secure them really well. And so a D&D figure would work fine in there. And if you want to, I don't see much moving around. Like you can see, I'm shaking it right now. I mean, if you jar it too much, it's going to move. But it's in there pretty. The base of a HeroClix figure fits in there perfect. Yeah, blue tack would be fine too. But I also, the other thing that you may see me do in the future is when we have events, I may, for like first place when we're giving out figures and stuff, I may put them in a display case. I think that'd be kind of cool. It actually becomes a trophy. You could take this, and like if first prize was a surfer, for example, you could put first place for regional qualifier or something like that right there. You could just take a little thing and tape it, and it actually would become a trophy. Or you could put it on top too if you wanted to. But this thing could be multi-purpose. It's a really good way of. I think it's a great trophy. By putting some stuff in there. So just some ideas, just some thoughts. So back to when we're talking about the set. I think the set plays really well in itself. I started off great and won my first game, and that was it. I ran into Jathan the second game, and I had 4 pretty good pieces, but you got to figure that you can't pin him down because he's a colossal. You can't. He has 14 range and triple target. You can't hide from him on the map because he's a colossal. And he's got a long dial. He starts off with invincible, and you can't outwit him because he's got power cosmic. He's a tough piece to take down. He did lose one game. And that was because he was facing a spirit, what was it? A spirit rider, whatever the one that's got the one of the chases, and the chase healed when things died, I think, and so that's how he ended up getting beat. But it was still pretty close. How's the connection between the case and the base? The ones I saw at Worlds were pretty loose. I don't think these are loose. If you're talking about how does this slide on, it's pretty tight. It's pretty. I don't want to shake it with the figure in there. I'll just take that out, and this, from what I put it on there, and there's no. It's tight. You almost, when you pull it off, you almost got that feeling of like you have a seal there that you're breaking. So it's not, and you can see I'm moving it. There's no. I think it's pretty good. So anyway, back to the set. I like the set. I'm really interested in seeing how the stuff is going to be worked in. It worked into the meta. I think there is some good pieces there. Now on eBay, I can tell you, I've been selling. What I've sold, I think the most interesting thing probably, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention or not, but what is selling are motorcycles. Now, the motorcycles remind me of and there's also some figures, like, I can't remember what his name, there's a low pointed figure. I played with him in a battle royal a week or so ago. But they're kind of like the old entities from War of Light. And what you're able to do, the difference is when you played an entity back in the day, you started both figures at the top, and the entity changed powers. You turned its dial as, if you attach it to a figure, and entity typically was 30 points, so that's 30 points added on to the figure. So if you had a 100-point figure, now you got a 130-point figure. That's the same way that these motorcycles and stuff work. So what you did is you put them both at top line, and as you took damage down on your main figure, the dial on the entity also went down, and if either one of them KO'd, it killed both of them. Yeah, French is exactly right. Frenchy. So Frenchie's another one. So you can take so they works the same way. The same principle is that you assign these and it raises your point value on the whatever you assign it to. But the difference is you get to choose one starting line, like one of the motorcycles. Gives you hypersonic speed and energy deflection. There's another line that you can actually give your figure mystics, any figure. So if you have a figure that doesn't have mystics, you can make it mystics by giving it a motorcycle. And there's some other stuff, but anyway, you choose that power at the beginning of your game, and your figure has that power, has that line of powers for the entire game, so it never flips. So it's I think those things are going to be used profusely because it's basically like you get to take whatever figure you want to use and give it more powers, and some of the powers are really really good. I saw on the flips what I remember is sidestep, and hypersonic speed, mystics, energy shield deflection. All those things are good. That's right. So Mark is saying King Johnny, GR, Frenchie, Werewolf by Night as a pilot. So there's a lot of the motorcycles. I had somebody buy like 20 of them from me. I guess he just really wanted a lot of motorcycles. But they're definitely going to be used. They're going to be all over. There's 15 points that you can give to anybody for move and attack, and you get a lot of other bonuses with it. The motorcycles, I guess the way to put, to me, they're enhancements to whatever you have, and it's in a way it's kind of better than the entities back when we had them in War of Light, because your powers don't change. You're locked in. You get those powers, whatever you choose, you keep them all the way until your figure's gone. And some of the powers that you wanted on entities was all front loaded, so if you took a hit or two, then the powers that you needed weren't necessarily what were on the dial. So I think that's really good. Of course, the entity also could give you +1 on damage and stuff. Yeah, exactly, Mark. They're not unique equipment, which is a big thing. So anyway, it's real, and they're selling pretty. They're not only just selling well, but they're bringing a little bit better than normal price. So if you got motorcycles from this set, that's pretty good. Your motorcycles are worth something. Yeah, you could make a full biker gang team. You could take a team and put bikes on every single one of them. And anyway, we're going to be seeing motorcycles, and somebody's going to get real creative, I know, with these motorcycles. You actually can make a whole team. You could actually take the hypersonic speed, and you could give your whole team hypersonic speed by giving each one a motorcycle. So Mad Jim, plus Mad Jim can swap, since you can choose the click of power. That's right. So you can swap the motorcycles out. The motorcycles are considered equipment, so you can actually flip them to another character. Lots of fun, lots of things you can do with the motorcycles. They're going to be prepared. Motorcycles and Scott Porter is what we will be seeing for the next couple years, fellas. As a matter of fact, you might see Scott Porter on a motorcycle. Imagine that. So we're going to be seeing some. I think that if you are playing in the meta, be prepared for Scott Porter and actually seeing both of them. I know I've already designed teams of Scott Porters, but now I got these motorcycles. I got to go back and maybe rethink them a little bit. But anyway, new meta, new things coming, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think the motorcycles may be the most important element change that we're seeing in this set because of what they do. The motorcycles and Frenchie, all the figures that you can assign to another figure is probably the biggest. Every set seems to add something new. I think that's what this set does. I mean, we have some cool figures now. What I like about this set is I'm glad that we see some kind of different theme. I mean, we got Notorious, which is a different kind of theme. We got a lot. I like Notorious. We got to see a lot of things. I see a lot of bad guys, but it kind of, to a degree, it felt like a Justice League um, set in reverse because you still got a lot of the Justice League in it. This set is totally different. This set is based on Ghost Rider and Ghost Rider like characters, and I like it. I like the fact that it was nice. It's a nice change. I like to see more of this. I love the Avengers. I love Justice League. I love Batman. I love Spider Man. I love all those. But we get swamped with those things, and also we get a lot of repetitive figures from previous sets. I mean, you can go back and look at a Spider-Man, and you can go back and look at Amazing Spider-Man, and a lot of those same figures are in both sets. They're just got different dials, and they're upgraded, and they look better, and they're modern, and all that kind of stuff. But it's kind of like we're just repeating and repeating and repeating. So when we see something like Wheels of Vengeance, I think everybody should voice that. Thank you, WizKids. Thank you, WizKids. Thank you. Keep doing this. Keep making different things. We know that we're going to get more Spider-Man. We know we're going to get more Justice League. We know we're going to get more Avengers. There's a ton of themes and scenarios for all of them. But please mix in some stuff like Wheels of Vengeance and keep doing it because I think it's great. I mean, to a degree, X of Swords was a little bit different, so I like that too. DC Masters of Time, that I haven't looked at it. I've been busy all day, so that's I have to look at it to be able to comment on it, and I haven't seen it yet. So Mark is saying that DC Masters of Time was revealed today. But, I mean, there's all kinds of characters that in worlds that can be explored upon, and new characters brought out. I just think that this set kind of touched on it in kind of a way, but I'd just like to see other things. I mean, I think that a set based on Constantine, for example, for DC would be really, really good because there's a lot of characters and different things that he fights and comes across. Just like there's demons and stuff in Wills stuff that we're not seeing because of what he is. Jurassic JL is what Mark said. I'd just like to see some different things that are that brings out more characters. I loved it when my favorite set is Hammer of Thor, because when they brought out Hammer of Thor, yes, there were still some Avengers and stuff like that in there, but that was the first time that we saw the full array of Asgardians and the Asgardian gods and stuff. There's so many things that can be, from reading back at the comic books, that can be brought out. We haven't went full up on Mount Olympus yet. There's a lot of characters just full up. You could have a Mount Olympus set with all the characters in there. You got Hercules, and you could actually go either. You could go DC or Marvel. There's a full array on both sides. There's just a lot of things that could be explored that keeps the variety and keeps us interested. WizKids sell Spider-Man because Spider-Man sells, and I like that. But I mean, I'm not saying get rid of them. I'm just saying put a little bit of that in some of these sets, and let's get some new stuff. I'd love to see a new indie set. I'd like to see a new indie set done right. The old indie set had great characters. It was from a bunch of different comic books, Dark Horse, and a lot of different ones. And I don't know how they did the licensing and everything on that, but I would love to see another indie set that isn't just Stealth and Blades. Stealth and Blades are good, but that set I think was not as good because, okay, we're playing indie, and I've got to move my figure next to your figure so you can attack my figure before I can attack your figure. It was all based on super senses. There wasn't a lot of charge. There wasn't a lot of running shot. There was a lot of stealth. Even if you had running shot and you still couldn't shoot anybody because they were in stealth. And I'm probably talking to some people that don't remember that. Some people do. Some people don't. Justice League Dark would be a great set, and that kind of touches on Constantine and stuff. But I'd like to see another indie set with Hellboy. I think Witchblade. I love the Witchblade character. there were figures in the indie set back in the day that were good figures that the indie set as itself could not compete against other sets, but there were figures in that set that were meta. Because I remember playing some of them. I remember playing She or Shy. I don't know which way I think she's pronounced She. She was a great figure. You had Johnny Alpha. I saw Lobster Johnson played back then. There were certain figures that were good for what they did, and they mixed in good with the other pieces from Marvel and DC, but on their own, not so much. So I'd love to see them go back and do something like that. I like the fact, I mean, I was kind of when they brought in Turtles and they mixed it into modern, but then I saw what it did and I thought it was great. So there's other sets that could be done like that. I mean, they used to not mix in anything with Marvel and DC, and I think that affected sales. I mean, you had Yu-Gi-Oh, but God, if Yu-Gi-Oh would have been there, it would have been crazy. I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh would have mixed with Marvel and DC at the time very well. But you had Yu-Gi-Oh, and we had Lord of the Rings. We had a lot of Street Fighter, which I still say is the best looking set ever made. You had Halo. You had all these other sets that they didn't mix in. But I don't know why we couldn't go back and maybe do some of those things again and mix them in, because I think we've already proven that we do it. We don't really care. We'll play with Scooby-Doo. We'll play with Ghost. Space Ghost. We'll play with we'll play with Turtles. We don't care. We'll play, and it's already being mixed, and why not? Why not bring it all in? You just have to make sure it balances in. Michael says he'd like to see DC Masters of Time to bring Wave Rider, Monarch, and Estate, something like that. Yeah, I just think that Papa Midnight, Mark says, there's a lot of good stuff out there that could be mixed in. So I guess what I'm preaching, and I'm hoping that we as a community, we should say thank you, WizKids, for this. Do more, please, like this, because we don't want the game to be stale. We want the game. We want different things. I don't want. I'm speaking as a community, and I think the community would agree with me. We don't want to see Avengers. And we were really, really, really happy when Fantastic Four came out, but then they just killed Fantastic Four and went boom, 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 Fantastic Four. Really happy when it came out. Don't get me wrong. I just wish there was a little bit more of a break to where they spread Fantastic Four out over a period of time rather than just pounded us with Fantastic Four and everything. I just like to see a mix. I like to see things happen a little bit better. I mean, a little bit more spread out like that. And they do that sometimes, but we all know that we've been pounded with Spider-Man, maybe not so much, but we've definitely been pounded with Avengers, and we've definitely been pounded when we do get a DC set. It's usually somehow Justice League based. Loki time. My talk with WizKids is Friday at 2 p.m. My talk with WizKids. All right. Aaron, I think, is directing that straight at me. So he's about to watch Loki on Disney, which I think this is the last episode. I'll watch it tonight also. And he says he's got to talk to WizKids on Friday, and that's telling me that he needs to talk to me before he talks to WizKids. So, okay, I'll make sure I talk to you before you talk to WizKids. All right. It looks like the auctions are ending, so we will be doing our bounties and stuff pretty soon. Adding to our bounty pile. I've got some pretty good things here. I've got a rock map I'm going to be starting with, and it's an interesting rock map that at the time that I think this rock map would actually be more playable, more desirable now than it was back then, and I'll explain that when I bring it out. Let's see, how many auctions do we have left? Jay Major jumped in here, and he's buying everything now. That's what if your name's Jay Major, that's what Jay Major does. So the stuff has got up. It's still a decent price. I don't see anything real high. I think I saw one just hit $20. So thoughts on the set? My thoughts are that it's good. I like it. It's nice playing with something different. I like motorcycles. I like Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, um, for the longest time, was not a highly released figure. That I think the first one we saw was in Ultimates, um, and then we saw one in Fantastic Four Ultimates, um, and then we had an LE version of it. And but anyway, we didn't get a lot of Ghost Riders. There's been a lot more. I think WizKids realized that people like Ghost Rider, and they've released a lot more of them, either as a convention exclusives or in sets, and they've always been good. Um, they always do. The one that got released out of Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man back in the day was Meta, and he did a lot of things. And but the point is any Ghost Rider for several years has always been is always sold well for me. And I'm talking from selling singles. Ghost Riders have always brought pretty good money. No matter what they were, no matter how playable they were, because people just like him. They like the way he looks on his, and if he's playable, that's even better. But they're just cool. So having a whole set of it, I mean, it's pretty awesome, and we're having the variations. All right, so the auction just in. We all 20 items have sold, so we can move on to the fun stuff. And let's start off by creating a bounty. So let me talk about the map. This map is called Zipline, and sometimes they put the date on these, so I don't know what the date. It's Zipline Park. I don't remember the date. Now this map was the first. Was designed by Isaac Arnold Berkowitz. This was his first. This is when he first became a known person in HeroClix, like one of the top tier players. He was getting close, but he won the Rock Cup in Atlanta. He won a lot of money, a big belt, and he was, I think, 13 or 14 years old. I can't remember which. Youngest HeroClix player ever win a major event. He went on later to win Worlds and win some other stuff, but this was his first real major event that he won. We had well over 200 people competing for that event. It was full up. We had all the best players in the world, and he won that. I don't remember what he played. I just don't remember he played very well, and he won it. So he got to design a map for the cup, and this is the map that he designed. And what he came up with was a zip line, and I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with it, but you can see these little red squares. There's a bunch of red squares that are connected, and they got a line that runs between them. And what you would be able to do as a power action, and this is the key, you couldn't just free move. If it had been free moving, it would have been too powerful. So if you could say, "Hey, I'm here and I'm free moving across to do," so you couldn't do that. You had to be here, and then as a power action, you could zip across. So it didn't really get. The map is kind of just. It's got a lot of terrain and it's fairly open. Got a little bit of blocking. The map is pretty good as if you don't even use the zip lines. But the zip lines, at that time, people didn't really use this that much because it was a power action. You really couldn't do anything after you moved. And sidestep wasn't prevalent at this time either, so you really couldn't do that much. And really use this map to its benefit. Now, though, that's changed, and the reason is sidestep and free actions. I mean, imagine Venom Magneto or Polaris that have free TK, so they could actually zip across and then do a free TK. Or if you have a figure that produces something for free, anything that's got a free action, you could zip them across, and if they got sidestep, they could actually sidestep off the zip line, and then they could do whatever their free action was. So At the time, not used so much, but if that was a map produced today, that would be actually a pretty good map. I think people could actually use that and build teams to compete on that map and do some interesting things. Times have changed a little bit, so I'm throwing that in the pile. We are going to put 2 more lucky dice in the pile. And, I am going to put a convention exclusive in the pile. We're going to put Aries. So we got Aries going in. Then we're going to do a tarot card. I've got a Justice tarot card. We'll throw that in. I've got a Fire Lord Legacy card. I'm going to throw that in. Let's go into my new pile over here and grab something. I think this is a pretty good one. I've always liked this sculpt. It's Namor, and I believe it's from Avengers Assemble. Nope, from Nick Fury. This guy did some interesting things back in the day where he produced water, and he could move and anyways, and he had some kind of charge or something from the water. I don't remember what it was, and I'm going to read about it right now. I got the most hated HeroClix and one of the most popular played HeroClix ever in this box too. So we're going to put Namor in there. And then I'm going to reach over here, and this will be the last thing to get us started. And I'm putting in a Captain Avalon. So, and of course I'm going to add the Legacy card. The Legacy cards, by the way, for this set are bringing really good money. So people, the Legacy cards seem to be, I mean, there's been Legacy cards in the past. I mean, I think maybe the most valuable Legacy card ever made that they produced would be the Carnage Legacy card, because it brought back the Colossal Carnage, and I think that may be. Also, you had the Apocalypse, but there's been some that are just worth more than others. And these, I'm gonna go take out both bricks. It's harder to get these bricks out than the regular bricks, because they stack them on top of each other, and the bottom one kind of seals, and it's hard to pull it out sometimes. But we got it out. So this is going to be our first brick. That's our Legacy card that we're putting into our bounty. So before I start opening this up, let's pick out our what our bounty figure is going to be. So I'm looking for a super rare, no primes, no chases. Looking for a super rare. The first, it's got to be nominated twice. Name your figure. All right, I got a Blade. Blade super rare. I need a second. I need somebody to second that, or I need something else. Chthon. Chthon's a beast. Literally. I got Blade. I got Chthon. Oh, I got another Chthon. That did it. We got it. Oh, I had a Brother Voodoo, but the Brother Voodoo showed up too late. So I got a Chthon. That is what we're looking for. And if you guys pull him in sealed, play him. Just don't even think about it. Just do it. If you're playing, well, yeah. If you play him, if you're playing him in a sealed event, just if you get him, play him. Just done. Be done. Got had another Brother Voodoo, but Chthon has got it. So we're gonna do that. Now I'm gonna shuffle all these up. So I like these big boxes, kind of. I've noticed that there's more broken figures in this set where they've disconnected, and it's really, I think it's, I don't know if it's so much the way they're made, but I think it's hard. You have to be real careful when you get these out. Because it's easy, the pressure that's required to put these guys, to pop them out of the plastic is a little bit different than others. I mean, it's a little bit harder. and some of them are pretty big. But they're if you get one broken, it's easy to fix. Just a little bit of glue, and you know, don't worry about, hey man, I'm getting a broken feet. Guys, all these things were glued. They might have not been glued here, but they were glued somewhere. So all you're doing is putting it back the way it was. Just be careful, and you're good. All right, so number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5. But they're easy as far as opening up the booster. I mean, opening up the pack. I think these things are easier than the other ones. They seem to open up pretty easy. 9 and 10. All right, let's start opening up some stuff. All right, number 1. Here we go. We're looking for Chthon, and we're looking for Chase and Prime Goodness. Let's see if number 1 is lucky this week. I think it was last week or the week before. And of course, I mean, you can't be unhappy if you get a motorcycle. Okay, we're starting off with something good. Whoever's got number 1 is going to be happy. Who's got number 1? Who has number 1? Number 1, speak up. Booster number 1. Who has it? It's not super duper good, but it's pretty damn good. Who's got number 1? Just say me. If you don't say it's yours, it's mine. I bet you speak up now. All right, nobody's answering, so we're just gonna have to. I'm just gonna have to go without. So we got Franchi, who we just talked about. We got Electra on the motorcycle, and then we got Werewolf, common, and we have a Prime. We have a super rare Prime right off the bat. We have Lilith. So, in my opinion, that's it. Anytime you get a super rare, oops, I'm doing this wrong. Anytime you get a super rare Prime, that's some value. I think a super rare Prime is actually based on the numbers that I pulled when I pulled my sets, when I cracked all the bricks. Super rare Primes are rarer than chases. All right, now we're going to booster number 2. Oh man, who has booster number 2? Man, 1 and 2 are hot. Were the numbers today? Who has booster number 2? Come on, guys. Who has booster 2? Who has booster number 2? Am I live or did I disappear from everybody? Somebody say, how about who doesn't have booster number 2? Somebody talk to me. You guys are being no fun. All right, so nobody's claiming booster number 2. Does that mean I get to claim booster 1 and 2? I would be very happy. Not me, says Rob. Who has booster number 2? All right, Trevor's typing. Maybe he's got it. Maybe it's just somebody that bid. All right, Trevor says he does it. Chris says he does it. All right, I'm gonna go on. Whoever got must have been. Maybe it's J Major. Maybe he. Bob says he'll take it if nobody else will. Maybe somebody just isn't watching the cast anymore. They took off and they're watching. If you're not here, you shouldn't be able to. that would be pretty cool. I don't know if people would like that or not. All right, so we got a zombie, common, Howard the Duck common, Nightmare uncommon. We got our first chase, Vengeance. So we could just about stop there. and say that we are having an awesome night because can't beat that. That's now that means that the number third one should have Chthon in it, right? Now somebody's going to be happy with this one too. You're going to get one of the things we've been talking about that is really good. So in this one, we got Robbie Reyes, uncommon, and you got a Hell Cycle uncommon. So that's exactly what I've been talking about. And this is the one that does a lot of stuff. It's got hypersonic and energy shield deflection and sidestep and poison and all kinds of goodness. And it also can give you, I believe that right there gives you mystics. Yep, motorcycle from hell. You get mystics. All right, and then you got a mummy uncommon, and you got a Zarathus rare, and he's also really good. I mean, he's a good figure, especially in Seal. I think there's a lot of figures in this that's going to mix well with other things. All right, booster number 4. So you had number 3. There you go. So Alec Musser apparently won booster number 2. I don't know where he went. Well, look at there. Who has booster number 4? Booster number 4. Who is it? Booster number 4. Who's got booster number 4? We're just giving away all kinds of stuff right off the bat. All right, Christopher, congratulations. You won the bounty, sir. You got a Chthon in here. And you also got a Night Nurse common, a Hell Cycle. That's awesome, uncommon. And you got a Fire Demon, who that guy is also good too. So this is a loaded booster, in my opinion. But the big thing is you got the bounty. We didn't have the big bounty. It hadn't developed for a few. Sometimes we go a few weeks without it. So that didn't happen. But the stuff that's in here is really, really good. So we got the bounty real fast. And I'm going to reiterate what you got. So, you got an Ares Convention exclusive. You also got a Legacy card. You need to tell me whether you want me to open this or not. You can do that while I'm showing the other stuff. You got a Captain Avalon, Firelord Legacy card. You got a Justice Tarot card. You got a Namor Super Rare. And you got the Rock Zipline map. So, let me put all this to the side. We will start a new bounty. I'm not used to doing it that quick. That usually doesn't happen, but it's going to happen sometimes. We all know that. So, we'll start a new bounty. Also, you got a pair of lucky dice. Okay, I'll open it for you. We'll start a new bounty at the end of this one before the next brick opening. So, Legacy card. Let's see what you got here. You got a Witch Queen LeFay. I think that's a pretty good one. Witch Queen LeFay. You're welcome. All right, so now we're going to number 5. Don't worry, guys. There's still some good stuff to be pulled. This has also got some of my favorite stuff in it. Man, all these boosters are good. So we got a Fire Demon, and again, don't look past the Fire Demon. Really, 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 really good common. You got an Orb, which is also a very interesting character. That's a rare. You got a Ghost Rider common, which is also decent. And then you got Dracula. Now, this Dracula is pretty damn good, in my opinion. The points value is a little high, but you can really, in a sealed event, he's pretty awesome because you can get very, very powerful if you can get. Oops, doing that wrong. So that's a pretty good booster, I think, too. No, not a chase or anything, but I like the figures in it. All right. Let's go to booster number 6. Man, it's like every booster I'm opening, I'm like, I want this stuff. Because this has got some good stuff in it, too. We got Mordred the Mystic, which is another interesting little fella. He's an uncommon. We got Iron Fist, and this Iron Fist is actually pretty darn good. He's a rare. And we got the motorcycle we've been talking about, which has got all the cool stats on it that you can attach. This is meta. You got a meta piece, and you also got a vampire. And we all like vampires, so that's your stuff. Which is pretty good. I think when I open these up, I'm thinking like if I was opening this box in a sealed event, would I be happy with this box? And I'm telling you, every single box that I pulled so far, I'm like, hey, I can play with this. All right, so we're going to number 7, and here we go again. We got more good stuff. I'm talking myself into this set being better and better as I'm opening up stuff, because every set's got. There's a lot of interesting pieces in here that are good, that can be played. So this guy I'm not like overly fond of. It's a Yeti common. Yeah, I mean he's just. I'm just not. I mean he's not terrible, but it's not. It's not my favorite piece in the set. This guy, however, is a very good common. You got Blade. He starts off with hypersonic speed on his top dial, shape change, super senses, blades. And he's got some range too. If you play him at 85 points, it's a good piece. And then you got Nightmare, and the Nightmare is also really good because he's got a special mind control and stealth, and he switches from being a mind control guy to being actually somebody that's going to fight with you. He's got 2 different starting lines too. He can mess with you in an event. And then you got Moon Knight, who also has some interesting things that he does. He's got some interesting tricks with his traits and everything, where he has to roll for stuff that he gets his powers. So that was a rare. All that stuff is, again, it's not. This isn't a booster that I would be upset about pulling in a sealed event. Might be the weakest booster of all the boosters I've opened, but it's still not bad. Number 8. Number 8. Now, here we have another interesting figure in here that's you would be glad to pull in a sealed event. I was actually hoping to pull her when I was playing. So you got a zombie common. You got the Orb again, which we just talked about. You got Robbie Reyes, which is okay. But you got Elsa Bloodstone. And Elsa Bloodstone is really good because of all the monsters and mystics and stuff you're fighting. The old Elsa Bloodstone I used to like a lot. I think she was from Mutations and Monsters. She got bonuses against monsters. And she's supposed to be a monster killer. And so she's pretty good too in this set. Booster number 9. Yeah, he kind of is. He can do stuff, but he's, like I said, he's just not my favorite. The Yeti isn't my favorite thing. All right, so now we got some more stuff. All right, so can't talk about this stuff enough. Hell Cycle, uncommon, great piece. Vampire, common. Lilith, super rare. Lilith is pretty good. Put her on a motorcycle. And then you actually, here's the guy you put on the motorcycle. You put the Ghost Rider on a motorcycle. This is a Ghost Rider without a motorcycle. He's a common. Put the motorcycle on him, and he becomes really, really good. Give him hypersonic speed. booster number 10. Be the last one from the first brick. Yeah, this is definitely different stuff. I don't know if this is my favorite brick or not, but if you had this with a combination of other stuff, it would be good. I think you have. So you got, we've already talked about a Moon Knight. So you got a Moon Knight rare, you got a Yeti common, and you also got Sasquatch rare. So you can play, Sasquatch isn't bad. You play Yeti and Sasquatch together. And then you got Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck is pretty interesting. Put him on a motorcycle. Put the duck on a motorcycle. There you go. Be the Quack Attack. All right. So we're going into the next one. Let's build our bounty up again. So I'm gonna throw some dice in there. I'm not putting another rock map in there. I don't have one handy. I have to go through my pile to do that. But I will put in a Dockyard Outdoor map. I put that in there. That's just the regular map. We'll put in a mystery case card. I mean a mystery card. Which is which? We'll throw that in there. I do have another convention exclusive. We're throwing a Zatanna. So that's probably the big thing right now. Let's find a legacy card. Let's throw in an Airwalker legacy card. We also got to get the legacy card off of the brick. So there, we'll reach over here. We'll throw in another Captain Avalon. That's just what he was on the top. And I know exactly what I'm going to put in there. This is either the most loved or most hated figure, one of the most loved, and one of the most hated figures of all times. And that's Nick Fury himself, the Balls of Fury. So we're going to put him into the bounty pile as soon as I find the figure. I just saw him a minute ago. I got several of them. There he is. So we'll be putting Nick in there. This was almost on every team at one time, either as a call-in or as a actually built a new team, or both. I've seen it. I've seen triple Nick Fury teams where you had two on the field, and then you had one as a call-in. I'm also going to throw in something here. Let's see, what can I get? I like that. We'll throw in, let me find the card for it, make sure I got the card in here. There we go. Nightwing and Batgirl. We're throwing a Nightwing and Batgirl, which I think is one of the better sculpts from back in the day. And we'll throw that in. All right, that's our start. Let's open up. Go ahead, and while I'm doing this, let's pick our next bounty figure. First two figures named. Actually, let's go 3 this time. It's got to be nominated 3 times. So I think we have enough people here to do that. Give everybody a chance. Brother Voodoo, first nomination. Ghost Rider, second nomination, 044. We have more than one super rare Ghost Rider, so Rob has got that right. You're going to have to, if you nominate Ghost Rider, you have to tell me which one. You know, we have an opportunity to do something that we've never done before. I don't think I've given away 2 bounties in one night. So that could be interesting. We're giving away 1 off the first brick. You think we can give out another one off the second brick? All right, come on, guys. Another Brother Voodoo. Need a third nomination for Brother Voodoo. We did not pull a Brother Voodoo in the first set, if that helps you make a decision. We also did not pull a Ghost Rider 044 in the first set. A lot of things we didn't pull. Alright, if I don't get another nomination, I'm going to go with Brother Voodoo if something doesn't happen before I write all these up. So this is number 1. Oh, number 11, I'm sorry. Number 12. $13. 14, 15, and I got another Brother Voodoo, so Brother Voodoo it is. 17. I haven't looked real close at, this is 18, I have to do 17 again. I haven't looked real close at the Brother Voodoo Prime. I know that that was the rarest figure for me when I was cracking bricks, was the Brother Voodoo. I only was able to pull 2 out of 60 bricks that I cracked open. Only pulled 2 Brother Voodoo Primes. One we had pre-sold, so I ended up only with 1 after the fact. So how good is he? Is Brother Voodoo Prime good? I know the old one was really good. GR44 was in my bounty 2 weeks ago. So we're gonna go ahead and start it. So is Brother Voodoo Prime good? I've not looked at his card. That's one figure I haven't looked at. Is he good? Remember the old Brother Voodoo used to dominate the meadow back in the day. So we're gonna go to the Brother Voodoo Prime. Really, really, really good. He's still good. Wow, man. Wow. Who's got booster number 11? Who's got booster number 11? Anybody here with booster number 11? Speak up if you do. You may not be here. Booster 11. Nobody's claiming it, so I'm going to go ahead. We got a Robbie Reyes common, a Man Wolf uncommon, and you got a Zombie common, and then we got our next chase, good chase, we got Namor. Namor on the Shark. Going to booster number 12. Now this is Prime. It's going to be nuts. We're pulling the good stuff really fast today in the bricks. Okay, this has got a figure that we haven't pulled that I think is really, really good. He did really well in the for somebody in our sealed event last night. All right, so now you got the Hand Ninja uncommon. You got, this is the figure I was alluding to. You got a Black Heart rare. He is in a sealed event, especially in this set. He's really good because usually you can get figures that he can keyword with that allow them to do things. So he's really, really good. And as to whether he's going to be in the meta or not, I don't know. His special power is pretty good. You have to build a team with what he does to make that work. So you got a Yeti common and a Werewolf common. Yeah, I have to read them, I guess. All right, then we're going to booster 13. Booster 13. And we got a Sasquatch rare, a Iron Fist rare, 2 rares in this one. Then we got the Motorcycle uncommon, and we got a Night Nurse. I had a Night Nurse in my sealed last night, and she was the first to die every single time. And the first figure to kill her was in my first game was Dracula. Went straight to her, so he healed immediately one, and then I proceeded to kill Dracula with all my pieces jumped on him. So it didn't work out too well for Dracula, but the Night Nurse either she got famed right away. All right, opening up booster 14. Huh. I like this stuff in here too. This would be I like these guys. So you got the Yeti common, you got the Zombie common, you got a Blackout uncommon, and then we have the Ghost Rider rare, 034. Booster 15. Maybe. I think there's a lot of good pulp stuff. I just have to see how he does. But him being able to move like that, he'll be played for sure in pulp. All right, so now we go to, we're on 15, I said. Yep. And we got a Ghost Rider common, Blackout uncommon, Orb rare, and Werewolf common. All right, so we're looking for a Brother Voodoo super rare. That's the bounty figure. We got 5 left to go, and I think we still have a good shot at another prime in here. We did a prime and chase in the first set, and it was a super rare prime, so there's no reason to think that we might not get another prime here. All right, and here we got a Motorcycle uncommon, a Death Rider rare. Death Rider did me in last night. I got him all the way down to the second to last click, like right off the bat, and then his Invincible kicked in to where I couldn't do enough damage to him, and the fact that he could do Close Combat Expert, so he's like 7-8 squares away. It's pretty ridiculous. All right, so Death Rider rare, Elsa, Bloodstone uncommon, Vampire common. That's not something, that stuff right there is not something that would bother me pulling in the sealed event. Death Rider is interesting because he's pretty easy to hit and not way down, but then he becomes tough. I had some characters that put the action tokens, the fire, whatever they call them, underneath them, but because he had Invincible, they weren't doing any damage to him. Maybe we'll get an orange pack. So, okay. Who has booster number 17? Who has 17? Come on, guys. Who has 17? All right, Rob. Congrats. So tonight is the first time that this has ever happened since we've been doing this for a few months. You have a Ghost Rider uncommon. You have a Ghost Rider common. You have a Blade common. And you got a Brother Voodoo. So we did the Brother Voodoo super rare right off the bat. And that means for the first time ever since we've been doing this, we're giving away 2 bounties in one night, which doesn't bother me at all. We'll just reload next week. So I need you to tell, while I'm showing this stuff, that what you want. I need to know whether or not, I need to mark that too. I need to know whether or not you want me to open up the Legis, Giant Reach. It's not Giant Reach, his Giant Reach is whatever dial he's on. So if he's on dial 4, he can reach 4 squares. If he's on dial 6, he can go 6 squares. If he's on 8, he can attack close 8 squares. Okay. So, like I said, this is the first time that this has ever happened where we've had two bounties. Um, so that's let me mark that. I've got to make sure that we don't get the bounties mixed up. Also, so um, you got a Captain Avalon, you got a Zatanna convention exclusive, you got a Nightwing and Batgirl LE. You got a Nick Fury, Balls of Fury, super rare. At one time, one of the most aggravating figures in the game. Airwalker legacy card. You got a. Let me put all this. I'm gonna leave this in here. That way it doesn't get mixed up. All right, and then you got a Witch mystery case file card, and you got a map, the Dockyard Outdoor. Don't remember on the top of my head what's on the other side, but it's from Spider-Man, so you got that. You also got a pair of lucky dice, best thing in the whole thing. And let's see what you got. Legacy card. I think a good legacy card is a Daredevil card, but I've seen a bunch of them going pretty high. Let's see what you got here. You got Black Talon. Black Talon was also a piece that aggravated a lot of people back in the day for what he used to do. So congrats on that. That's your stuff. I'm planning on getting all this. Planning on shipping last Spirit Rider was what? Was that a Spirit Rider? Where? What? Where were you talking about? Where did you see a Spirit Rider at? You talking about in the booster? I didn't pull a Spirit Rider out of the booster. Anyway, are you talking about? What are you talking about? So anyway, we will be doing. We'll be shipping out. Planning on shipping out tomorrow. I didn't ship out today, last night's auction, because I thought people would be also buying tonight, so you can combine both days, and we'll try to ship everything out tomorrow. So now we're going to Booster 18. Yeah, Mark, I don't know what you mean by was that a Spirit Rider? Oh, okay. So now we're going to, again, Booster 18. Yeah, another good booster. We got Vampire Common. Now I don't know how to say his name, but Nakanto it's the Mummy guy, uncommon. Howard the Duck, common, and you got a super rare Blade. Got two left. This is going to be Booster 19. Another good. These are more good pieces. I like them. You have the Mummy common. You have a Fire Demon common. You have Dracula rare. And you have an Electra rare. I've always liked the Dracula pieces. Go back to Fear Itself. I used to love playing that piece. We actually had that piece on HCO, HeroClix Online, and I liked playing that piece because honestly it would piss people off sometimes. That's a Disney movie. All right, so now we're going to our last booster for the night, number 20. Let's hope there's a prime in there. That would be cool. No prime, but not a bad booster. This reminds me of my first Battle Royal we were playing. I'll tell you about it in a second. So you got Frenchie, common. You got Simon Garth, uncommon. And you got Robbie Reyes, common. And then you got the Rawhide Kid, super rare. So what he does is if he rolls super senses, he deals damage back. So he's kind of like a Mystics too, except it's if you don't hit him, you get damage. Um, so he's a pretty cool piece. When we were playing the battle royal, we were all playing, and none of us knew that he did that. And the first person that got attacked got irritated because he didn't know that that's what would happen to him. So anyway, that's it for tonight. We'll be doing another one in 1 week. We'll be doing Wheels of Vengeance for a while. If we get tired of Wheels of Vengeance and it's well before the other set, we'll flip it around and maybe do Wheels and something else or something else. And anyways, we'll maybe mix it up, but it'll be Wheels for a while because that's what everybody wants. That's it for tonight, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. Hope everybody got some good stuff, and we will see you next time. You guys have fun clicksing.